Cold calling. The most powerful skill you can learn is cold calling. You want to get into cold calls or want to know about cold calling and how it will be before you start? I'm going to share in this video what I have learned so far in cold calling from getting rejected, getting hanged up on, and most importantly, I'm going to tell you the mental aspect of cold calling and everything you need to know coming from a guy that started about a couple of months ago. Now, let's start with number one, why cold calling matter. Cold calling is hard, especially if you've never done it before. Cold calling can make you better, but how? Because it teaches you how to communicate clearly, how to handle objection without falling apart, and how to keep showing up even when you're not seeing results right away. If you can stick with it, you become sharp, confident, and tough under pressure. And not to mention, cold calling is the number one most effective way to get clients for your business. It will teach you lots of things at once, and it's the cheapest way to get clients. If you can master cold calling, you don't have to worry about spending money on ads. And that is very, very important for you if you're just getting started. Now, let's move on to number two, why people avoid cold calling. You're calling strangers, interrupting their day, and you don't know if they care or not. That's why most people are scared to pick up the phone and get to start cold calling. And that was me when I first started. I used to try to find any excuse just to avoid it. This little voice that's in your head will throw at you any excuse to stop you from chasing your dreams. Most people focus on the negative side of cold calling, which is getting rejected, getting hanged up on, or someone might tell you to just fuck off. But here's the thing, no matter what you do to avoid it, it will come. You can't close everyone. Not everyone is gonna be nice, not everyone is gonna wanna listen to you. So, that fear of, oh, they might reject me or oh, they might not like me will come no matter how good you avoid it. But if you stop avoiding cold calling and face it and stay consistent, you'll feel like it's another day of cold calling and you will never have to worry about people rejecting you or hanging up on you. And that's where I'm at right now. Another thing that makes people avoid cold calling is not knowing what to say. Listen to me, my friend. You just have to practice with yourself. See what people are offering. If they're offering the same thing as you, go learn from them. There are lots of different ways. Most people are lazy and avoid it just because they don't know what to say when it's an easy fix. Don't let that be you. Instead of avoiding cold calling, fix the reasons that make you avoid it. But now, let's move on to number three, and that is scripts don't save you. This is something that cold calling taught me. There is no perfect script. It all depends on who picks up. Sometimes people sound relaxed, sometimes they sound busy or even annoyed. You just have to adjust instantly. If someone sounds rushed, you have to get straight into the point. If someone sounds open, you can slow it down and take it easily and start the conversation and build it up. You don't just use one script. You have to kind of write new versions in your head during every call. And that's the part that no one talks about. Now, I'm not saying don't have a script. I'm just saying scripts won't save you. Because when I first started, I thought all I needed is that one perfect script and I can close everyone. This is how you might feel. You think because you have a script, you're gonna be able to close everyone. But not everyone is going to want to listen to your script. Having a script is okay, but knowing how to use the script to your advantage is even better. For example, don't just read off your script. Have your script in front of you, but learn not to use it as much. You need to sound like you're a normal human being, not like a robot. You don't even need to sound like you're trying to sell them something. You need to sound like someone that's trying to help them. You're trying to bring value for you. So Having a script is not going to save you unless you know how to use it the right way. So, don't think because you have a script you can close everyone. You need to learn how to use it and how to say it clearly. Also, I want to say one thing. Scripts. When you write your first script, it's gonna be shit. Okay? Scripts are something that you work on every call and you build from every call. So, one script doesn't close all the people you're calling. You have to build on it, fix it to the point where it becomes elite. Keep that in mind. And now let's move on to number 4. Objection. The part where most people freeze when they get hit with objection. You hear things like I'm not interested, we're good, or just send me an email. That's normal. What matters is how you respond. And this is something that I need to work out myself. And I'm still learning because if you go watch my previous videos on how I handle objections, you'll see some videos. If they tell me no, I just say okay and move on to the next person. Now, that's my mistake, and that's something that I need to work on myself. You might feel the same, but what I learned is that some objection you can handle and some you definitely cannot handle because they just hang up on you, or before you even respond, they might just listen to you and then at the end hit you with the boom objection. You're probably going to deal with the same thing at first, and that's fine. The important part is knowing where you fucked up and find ways to practice and keep the conversation going without sounding pushy. Objections are normal. How you handle them is what matters most. Now, let's move on to number 5, the mental side of cold call. People love talking about cold calling strategies, cold calling tactics, but no one really talks about the mental side of cold calling. And the truth is, some days you'll make 30 calls and everyone says no. You'll feel like it's not working. You'll start doubting yourself, your offer, and the whole process. And I had some of those days. Now, when you first start, or even later on in your journey, some days you're gonna get a lot of pickups. Some days a lot of people are not gonna answer you. And some days you're gonna call 50 people and most of those 50 people won't even pick up or will reject you. And that's completely normal. You just have to understand that's normal and it's part of the journey. You're gonna have hard days. You're gonna have easy days. But the hard days can break or build your mentality. If you have strong mentality, you won't get upset when you get rejected or when people hang up on you. On the other hand, if you have a weak or poor mentality, it's okay. A lot of people start like that, and you will learn how to push through even on tough days. Just know, if you get one of those days, it's just part of the process and it's just another stepping stone to your goal. Now, let's move on to the last thing on the list. Track the small wins. The small things that cold calling help you with are considered a win. Every time you get better at saying your script and sounding less like a robot, that's a W. Every time you handle an objection and the guy still refuses to say yes, that's a W. Every time you pick up the phone and still cold call people, even if they don't pick up, that's a W, because most people are afraid to pick up the phone and dial the first number. Even if a prospect books a meeting and doesn't show up, that's considered a W because you got him to book the meeting. The next person will show up. The small wins really matter, even on hard days. Like I mentioned, you might get 30 no pickups calls. It's all rejections, and that's still a W because people wouldn't even pick up the phone or they just give up midway. And that's why I say the small things really matter. And something I didn't realize when I started is how much cold calling helps you with real life skills. It teaches you how to think on your feet, how to stay calm when you're nervous, and how to adjust quickly. You learn how to talk to different types of people, read the tone of the conversation, and speak clearly under pressure. That makes you a better salesman in interviews, meeting literally everywhere, and that's another W. So, keep track of the small wins because they will help you towards your goal, and especially on tough days. And those were the 6 things that I wish I knew when I first started as a beginner that most people won't share with you guys. I shared this because I know how it feels when you're about to start or you want to start. I hope you take advantage of what I said and actually use it because most people just listen and never implement it. Before we wrap this up, I want to ask you, what's something that's actually stopping you from cold calling right now? Is it fear, not knowing what to say? Drop it down in the comment. I will reply to as many as I can. And I might even feature some of your questions in the future videos. And if you want to see the full script I'm using along with the breakdown of how I handle real calls, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications because the video is coming soon. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.